All right, we're going to take it from the top. Stand by to cue Scott. Cue Scott.
I started working with Eric full-time as the managing editor and the anchor of the CBS Evening News about a year and a half ago, and I will never forget my first night on the set. I had never anchored anything in my life. Eric has never worked with a less experienced anchorman, and we were about to go on the air. I had kicked my shoes off under the desk. The music was coming up. And in my ear, I heard Eric say, "Stand by, here we come."
Track 3A, we are on the air.
And when I heard that voice, it wasn't the voice of a man, it was the voice of 50 years of experience at CBS News. It was like a cool breeze.
We start tonight with the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq.
It's a great thing to watch. It's a spectacle. It's fun. It's exciting to watch the evening news.
Got a minute to air.
Especially when things start to go bad.
Enter room 16. You're going to make it 16?
And Eric is the calming force in the middle of all that.
Lose the front, we're going to wipe to 3B.
There are few directing challenges that are as great as directing a live news broadcast with remotes coming in from all around the world. Hundreds of graphic elements that have to fall precisely in the right place at the right moment.
Resolve 34.
It's a little like being a great conductor of a big orchestra.
Lose the thumb, punch along.
You need to know all the different parts and they're all moving.
Roll 3B. Track dissolve. Stand by to cue him.
He takes this enormous cacophony of material.
Take camera 2, here we go.
And live on the air channels it into a beautiful symphonic piece.
And we're clear.
Long before he became the chief conductor in the control room, Eric was a humble courier in the mail room. That is where he began at CBS, February 23rd, 1963.
You ready? All right, hit it.
Along the way, he got a chance to watch the legendary Don Hewitt in action when Hewitt was directing the evening news. Eric knew that was what he wanted to do.
Let's do 3 credits in the copyright.
And when you think back over Eric's career, he helped guide us from black and white to color, from film to tape.
Slide 2 change, slide 5 change.
From standard definition to high definition.
Last font.
Keyframing, slide 2 is an A.
But even as the industry and the technology have changed, one thing has remained constant: Eric's commitment to the audience.
After 3 in the clear, then 3A. Take, track under.
I think it's really important, and Eric understands this, that the production doesn't get in the way of the news.
Take double box. Take 1. Roll 3E to dissolve to it.
Every move that Eric makes is in support of the information, in support of the news, not in conflict with it.
Take 2 box.
And I would tell you, in this day and age, that is a rarity and it is a service to the nation.
Cue Scott, zoom in.
If you go back over recent history, as in 20 or 30 years, Eric was a part of all the big events that unfolded, and a lot of them that were live, and he was there at the heart of it at CBS News.
Music dissolve to X. Stand by to hit the transform.
He directed our coverage of the election of 6 presidents, 3 popes, Tiananmen Square, the fall of the Berlin Wall. He has covered every political convention since 1972. And then he was also there for 9/11, that day that no one saw coming, that day that started so routine, which left him in the director chair for more than 16 hours straight.
When the first tower collapsed, I was standing about 3 blocks away with CBS News correspondent Mika Brzezinski. As the fireball rolled toward us, Mika grabbed her shoes, I grabbed her hand, and we ran like hell.
Eric stayed in that director's chair and told a coherent story to a nation that was so troubled by those events. And that has to be his crowning achievement, at least so far in his career.
You know there are those constant forces of someone who brings so much to the table for the organization and delivers every single time. And it's hard to imagine doing what we do without Eric Shapiro.
Fade to black, fade to track. Switch, almost like we planned that way.